Hi everybody. I noticed this morning that the audio for the other syllabus video was bad, so I'm just going to re-record it. So welcome to IE 6830, the summer class for 2024. I'm going to go through the video, I'm going to go through the syllabus with you so you guys have an idea of what the expectations are and what we're going to go through this year. Let me see, I've got to switch this. Hopefully this is working. What we're trying to do is to give you an overall framework for understanding how technology change takes place, how innovation takes place, how disruption interrupts businesses, and how to manage it. You're going to be using a couple of different books for this. Let's see, Everett Rogers, which is Diffusion of Innovation. This is a really old book. It was originally written in 1995, and then it was updated just before Everett Rogers passed away in 2003. But from that date, you can see it missed a lot of huge disruptions, like the iPhone and social media and things like that. The point of this book, though, is that this type of disruption has been taking place forever. A lot of these examples, you'll probably be interested to know that, what was there before was disrupted by this new thing, and things that we accept today as no-brainers were things that were difficult to get across to individuals. So I'm hoping that you can appreciate the fact that disruption and innovation are things that are constant, and we need to find effective ways of understanding how to incorporate them into our business in order to be successful. The second book, Switch: How to Change Things When Change is Hard, is a really good primer on techniques that help you to understand, one, what people are experiencing, the fear of change and things like that, and how to motivate them to move forward and make the necessary changes in the business. So one, to help you understand how innovation and diffusion takes place, and one, to help you manage how to get it into your organization. These are skills that as leaders are going to be critical. I think sometimes as individuals, it's more difficult because if you happen to be a very innovative person, and we'll learn about the different levels of innovation within an individual. If you happen to be very innovative and you want the newest thing, you might be frustrated in a business setting where innovation takes a long time, and it takes an extraordinary amount of effort to get something new into the business. So we'll learn about that as well. Let me see. Participation. So you're expected to complete the readings for each class before you start the module. You have to take a weekly quiz before you can. Oh, that's not really true. Actually, you can access the lecture material without doing the reading. But the whole point of the quiz is to understand, make sure you understand the material. You are going to be using Canvas exclusively for handing in your material and taking your quizzes and everything else. So Canvas has a really nice, hopefully you guys are familiar with it. There's a nice little panel on the right side of Canvas when you log into the home screen that gives you an update on what needs to be done. So hopefully that will help you stay on track. Oh, something I mentioned in the other video. It took forever to get this class up. We had lots of issues. I guess there's lots of new people on the Ford side and lots of new people on the Wayne State side. And usually this class is live, published at least a month in advance. I know summer is a really busy time for a lot of you with families. And unfortunately, I didn't get access to Canvas until last Friday, so it hasn't even been up for a week. So I'm going to be very flexible for the first couple of weeks. If you need extra time, please send me a text message, an email message. and you guys can take some extra time. And I'm pretty flexible about assignments and things like that. Please don't get too carried away because it's very easy to get behind. There's a lot of material in the class. The only class that for sure has to be, or the only assignment that for sure has to be turned in exactly on time is the last one, because grades are due, and I'm sure you don't want to get an incomplete. So we do need to get that one on time. Let's see. Okay, so the grading scale you're probably familiar with. This is the standard Wayne State grading scale. There are no D's in graduate level courses. Each class has its own page, and this is obviously part of the syllabus. It tells you when things are due. It tells you exactly what is expected and the objectives for each class and the date. You'll notice that the class date is 2 days before the date when material is due. I made an adjustment this year because I think a lot of students didn't realize that, things were due on the day of class. So I adjusted it also because of the delay in getting it going. So you've got a couple of extra days to get material in. Each day, each week has a different class page associated with it that hopefully will keep you up to date on what needs to be done for that particular day. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular. I did change a couple of things this year, and hopefully that will make it a little bit easier for you. Let's get to this. This is all the normal stuff. You're just going to move through different types of innovation, different types of disruption, and the techniques and stuff that will help you move forward. Let's see. Okay, this one. Okay, so I added a new element this year because it's really important to me that you understand how disruption takes place. In a specific phase company like Ford, and you'll learn about that in the first couple readings. James Utterback will talk to you, or will write about the different phases of companies. So fluid phase is like a startup. Everything's always moving and changing. By the time you get to specific phase, which is a mature company, and obviously Ford has been in business for over 100 years, so that would qualify you as specific phase. You get a lot of innovation from your suppliers. You have high levels of partnership with suppliers, and it's very, very difficult to make changes in the organization. There's a couple of videos down here that I want to make sure you guys go through. They're very instructive videos. They're done by Clay Christensen, who is the Doctor of Disruption. That's his title. He introduced us to this type of disruption in the marketplace many years ago. He has since passed away, but the videos are super informative on how disruption takes place and what the elements are, and why companies miss disruption and don't understand that it's taking place and don't understand the risk to their business. So the innovator's dilemma is one of the videos, and the capitalist dilemma kind of adds on to that. So where one would say, oh my gosh, I can't believe we missed this, the capitalist dilemma helps you understand why businesses are so resistant to significant change. So these videos will help you. The writing, so in the last couple years, this class is only taught every 2 years, or every other year rather. And so in the last 2 years, I've done a ton of writing for a company called QAD, which is an ERP company. They do a lot of work in obviously manufacturing, and they've got a lot of footprints here in the Detroit area and with a lot of Ford suppliers. So they're very familiar with the environment that your suppliers are dealing with, and they were very interested in understanding how disruption took place. And so what I did was I wrote a bunch of articles about disruption in daily life, and I've put a link here to them. They're available on the QAD blog site, which is at the top here. This is the site where you can access the material. What I want you to do is read a couple of these articles. They're pretty short. They're 800 words. And then the assignment is to write your own disruption article. So this is about disruption in daily life. If you have one in business, that's fine too. Make sure it's disruption though. Sometimes innovation is mistaken for disruption, and Ford does a lot of routine innovation, and that would not be what I'm looking for. So make sure that you're reading the articles and you have an idea of what disruption really is before you write this paper. That's why it's at the very end of the class. If you've got questions, let me know. I can set up a synchronous session for you guys so that you understand clearly. But hopefully the articles will help you understand. There is another article which I probably will post in an announcement. QAD just published it, so as they become available, I'll put them in an announcement for you so you have access to those too. But you'll also see them once you get to the channel. It'll show you what they are. So the assignment is to write another 800-word essay on disruption and turn that in. So make sure you understand what I'm looking for here and that you feel comfortable with disruption. And if you need more help, let me know and I will set something up or maybe do a video or something like that. Something that I changed in the paper, let me see here if I put it down here. Paper, yeah. Okay, so in the syllabus, so the paper is 8 to 10 pages long. It might be in the syllabus as 15 to 20 pages, but I've cut it down because I'm having you write this other paper. I also don't think that a paper is particularly helpful for you guys in business. This is the project, which I'm going to talk about in a second, is something that's taking place in your own business and that ideally you would be able to present to your management team. So they're not going to read a 20-page paper, but they will sit through a presentation. So the PowerPoint presentation is going to be the most important element of this project as far as grading it goes. The paper is something that hopefully will help you put the video or put the PowerPoint together and crystallize your thoughts. But I don't expect any manager anywhere to read a 20-page paper. So we're going to make it no more than 10 pages. 8 to 10 is fine. It's really just a way for you to crystallize your thoughts. The intent of this project is to help you understand how managing technology change takes place at Ford. In the past, we've had some projects that have been way too big for this class. And so I'm going to encourage you to find a project that is fairly manageable, fairly small. I don't want a plant floor, changing out, the automated guided vehicles or something that's gonna like billion-dollar projects. No, this has got to be something really manageable. We only have 3 months in this class and we're trying really hard to get across the steps and the elements of technology change. So I would like you to experience that as part of this project. To help you with that, we are going to have a couple of synchronous sessions for the project. It is very important to me that you choose a project that is appropriate. So the first synchronous session is going to be, let me see, let's go back here because you've got an assignment that's due. Here we go. So May 14th or May 16th, really, the project proposal discussion board is due. And this proposal is what you intend to do with your team. So because I think you guys have, I was told in one of the discussion boards that you guys have 2 cohorts. If it makes sense to do this project via cohort, that's totally fine. If you'd like the project to be, if a few of you work for the same department, it's fine to do it that way as well. I'm letting you put your own teams together for the project. So So it's up to you what you want your team to be and what you want your project to be. I want you to make sure again that this is a manageable project where you can move through the steps of technology change and experience it. So as a follow-on to the project proposal discussion board, we're going to have a synchronous session. It's just going to be the team and me. It's not going to be more than, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. And the other part of the class doesn't have to be present for this synchronous session. So you guys will have your own. I'll be flexible on the day. But the week following the project proposal discussion board assignment is going to be us talking about the project. The reason we're doing this is that in the past, we didn't have the first synchronous session until sometime in June. And by then, the teams had done, a reasonable amount of work, and at least one of the projects was not what we're looking for. So the point of this is to ensure that these projects are manageable and that you're looking at technology change and that it has something to do with just something that's manageable, because I don't want anyone to have to start over. So again, not long. It's going to be individual to each group, and I guess that's it. So let me see. Is there anything else on this? Yeah, 1-page description of the team technology project selection. Include the names of the team members, brief description of the technology selected for the project, the reason for the selection. And you also, as part of what I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to ask you about what is in place today, what is the proposed change, why do you think this is a significant change, what's the the objective of the change. So like high level management, what are they looking to accomplish by this change, things like that. So it's not a quiz or anything. You're not going to be graded or anything for this synchronous session. It's strictly to make sure that you are successful in the project. This is a huge part of your grade. So I will also put this in an announcement so you guys, have more information about it, because it's really important. And I think that's it, I guess. So if anything else comes up, I will record another video for you, and hopefully this answers your questions. Thanks.